Hello, all. Welcome back to another session on cybersecurity. In this session, we'll understand the difference between active sniffing and passive sniffing. After understanding this, we'll take a demonstration on how to use this tool called tcpdump. So, this tool is used for passively sniffing packets in a network. So, first we'll understand the difference between these two things, and then we'll take a look at how to use tcpdump for passively sniffing packets in a network. So, active sniffing, what it is. So, we have discussed a lot on active sniffing in one of my video lectures on ARP spoofing. I'll be leaving the link for ARP spoofing in the description below. Please have a look at it so that you understand in depth what is ARP spoofing, because we'll take ARP spoofing as an example for active sniffing. So, what is active sniffing? An hacker will inject a lot of packets in the network. So an hacker will inject a lot of packets in the network. So he's going to inject a lot of packets. By injecting packets, what the hacker does is he's actually spoofing the ARP cache. So he's changing certain configurations within systems, and thereby what he achieves is the packets will be transferred to the hacker. So from this machine, the packet is getting transferred to the hacker. So this hacker sniffs the packet, understands what is there inside the packet, and forwards that packet to the victim. So what is active sniffing is, it is like a process wherein the hacker will inject more packets in the network and thereby change certain configurations, and you'll be able to sniff the packets. So he's actually involved in injecting more packets in the network. So he's involved in sending more packets, changing configurations, and sniffing packets. So that is an example for active sniffing. Then what is passive sniffing? So passive sniffing is all about say let's understand passive sniffing using three systems. So I have a victim system, Ubuntu, which is running on this IP 192.168.226.5, and I have another virtual machine running vulnerable Linux operating system Metasploitable 2 in this specific IP address 192.168.226.4. So we have this hacker machine, that is Kali Linux, running on this IP 192.168.226.3. So all these machines are connected using the host only adapter of the Oracle VirtualBox option. So this is actually the network we have. So what is passive sniffing here is, if a packet is sent from Ubuntu to Metasploitable 2, some packet is being sent, then this hacker will passively sniff. Passively sniff in the sense he's not going to inject any packets into the network, but he's just going to listen to the traffic, and he's going to understand what kind of data is transferred. So this is called passive sniffing. What is active sniffing? In active sniffing, the hacker injects more packets. He is part of the attack, and then he diverts the packets to his specific system, and then he sniffs it. Here in passive sniffing, he just sniffs the packets that are flowing in the network in a passive mode. He's not injecting any packets, he's just sniffing the packets from the network. So this is called passive sniffing. I hope you understood the difference between what is active sniffing and what is passive sniffing. I might have used some terms with respect to active sniffing like ARP cache and things like that. I'll be leaving the link on ARP spoofing in the description below. Have a look at it if you want to understand more on active sniffing. Now we have understood the difference. It's time for us to go and take a look at how to use this tool, TCP dump. TCP dump is used for passively sniffing packets that flow in a network. So we're going to use this setup. I'm going to have Kali Linux, Ubuntu, and Metasploitable 2 running on my virtual box, and my host operating system is Windows 11. So we're going to use this network, and then we are going to use Kali Linux machine to passively sniff packets that are flowing in the network. Let's go to the demonstration now. So let's start the demonstration now. I have three virtual machines here. One is Kali Linux, and I have my Ubuntu and Metasploitable 2. So Ubuntu and Metasploitable 2 will be my victim systems. So let's take a look at the IP address. So IP address of Kali Linux is 192.168.226.3. This is the system the hacker is going to use, and the IP address of my Ubuntu machine, which is the victim, it is 192.168.226.5, And there's one more victim machine, that is metasploitable 2. The IP address of metasploitable 2 is 192.168.226.4. So here the hacker is going to use this specific machine. So before even starting the attack, there is one specific settings that you have to take care of. That is, you go to machine and then settings. This is on Kali Linux, and what is that you have to do is you have to go to network, and you should ensure that promiscuous mode is enabled, allow VMs. So it may be in deny. If it's in deny, you cannot passively sniff the packets. So what is that you have to use is allow VMs. That is the network option that you should have enabled for passively sniffing packets. So this is the first step. So I've already enabled it and I have started my system. So please enable that. So it should not be in the deny mode. It should be in the allow VMs mode. So after that, we can very well start sniffing the packets. And let's start with sniffing the packets. So the command is sudo tcpdump, and the interface that we are going to use is eth0. So this is the interface we are going to use for sniffing the packets. So this is going to listen for packets in the network. So we have now enabled listening on ETH0. So it's listening for packets. Now what we'll do here is we'll transfer a packet from Ubuntu to Metasploitable. Let's ping from Ubuntu to Metasploitable. So the Ubuntu's IP is this, Metasploitable's IP ends with .4. So let's start pinging. So let's ping 192.168.226.4. We are just pinging metasploitable 2. So two victims are communicating. So the moment when they start communicating, you can see the packets are snipped. So this is from 226.4 to 226.5, an echo request, and a reply coming from 226.5 to 226.4. So all the packets that are transmitted between these two systems, the Ubuntu and Metasploitable 2, is being captured by the hacker. It is a passive sniffing of the packets using the interface ETH0. So that is the first command. Let's stop this. Let's stop these pings, and now let's try more commands in TCP dump. That is, we can capture a specific number of packets. Say, let me capture. I just pressed an enter. So we can capture a specific number of packets. Let us capture only 10 packets. Say let's capture only 10 pings between Ubuntu and this specific machine. After that, we'll stop that capture. For this, the command is sudo tcp dump, and we are going to capture only 10 packets, and the interface we are going to use is ETH0. That's it. So this is going to listen for packets in the network, and it's going to capture only 10 packets. So let's again start our pings. Let me clear screen. So let me now start pinging from Ubuntu to this specific machine. So it's going to capture only 10 packets and then it's going to stop. But here we keep on pinging. We're not stopping the pings. But when you take a look at Kali Linux, you can see 10 packets received by filter. So once when it has finished capturing 10 packets, it's going to stop. So what is the command for that? Sudo tcp dump c-c10, and the interface is eth0. Not only this, we can also write our results to a file. Say, let me write these results to a file called Satish. I'll use my name satish.pcap. So how to write sudo tcp dump? The command for writing is -w, and I'll use this file satish.pcap, and we are going to capture the packets using this interface eth0. So this is going to listen for packets, and whatever packets that are coming in will be returned to this file satish.pcap. So let's start the listener. So it's listening for packets. Now what we'll do is we will just clear this. We'll start pinging 192.168.226.4. So we are pinging from Ubuntu to another victim, from one victim to another victim. So the pings are starting, but you're not seeing anything here on the screen because the results are being returned to this specific output file satish.pcap. So that's why you're not seeing any results, but the pings are being captured. So after a certain number of pings, let me stop capturing, and let's stop this. Now, how to view this file? So where is this file written to? So you can see we have created a file satish.pcap. So all the pings are captured and it is written to this file. Now let us take a look at that file. For that, the command is tcpdump and -r and then the file name satish.pcap. So this is what we have captured, right? Whatever we have captured just now, you see it's written to the file. So what is that we are capturing? We are pinging from 226.5 to 226.4. It's an ICMP echo request and a reply is coming back from 226.4 to 226.5. So all this data is being captured here, and ID number is the pings that happen during a session, when sequence number is for the packet that is being sent. Say for the sequence number that a request was sent, we got a reply for the same sequence number in the same session. So that is the meaning of ICMP echo request and echo reply with respect to ID and sequence. So I hope you all have understood how we can capture the data in a file using tcpdump and how you can read the file using tcpdump. Not only that, we can also limit the type of data that we capture. Say I'm more focused on capturing only TCP data between two systems. Now we were doing performing some ICMP pings, right? Now let us capture only TCP traffic. How to perform that? So for this, we'll be specific on the protocol sudo tcp dump, and then we can very well say the protocol we are focused on is TCP and the interface is ETH0. So now what is that we are listening to is TCP traffic, and if you actually see, if I just ping from this system to 192.168.226.4, so we are having ICMP traffic between these two victim machines that is not captured here because we are listening for TCP traffic. So let's stop this. So how to capture TCP traffic? So for that, what I will do is I'll open a website, a web application. So where this web application is running is, this web application is running on Metasploitable 2. It comes pre-installed with Metasploitable 2. So how to access this web application on Metasploitable 2? In my another victim is, I'll just enter the IP address of Metasploitable 2 here. So what is the IP address? 192.168.44. It's 226.4. So by entering this IP, I'm just trying to access some web application from another victim. So it's going to enable some TCP traffic. So see, the moment when I try to access the web application, you can see TCP traffic packets related to TCP traffic is captured here. So let me access this damn vulnerable web application. So for everything that I'm performing here, you see the packets are getting captured here. So now our focus is only on, what is that we are focused on? We are focused only on TCP traffic. If you're focused only on ICMP traffic, you can give the protocol. So you can capture traffic based on the protocols. That's what these commands are for. I hope you're able to follow this. The next thing that we are going to see is we can very well focus traffic from a specific host. So what do you mean by that? Say I'm very much focused on the Ubuntu machine. I'm not focused on any other machines in the network. So whatever traffic that flows into this machine and whatever traffic that flows out of this machine, I'm going to capture. I'm not worried about all the other systems. Then what is the command we are going to use? The command is very simple. That is tcp dump, sudo tcp dump. Now you're focused on a host. You have to give the IP address of the host. The IP address is Ubuntu machine's IP address and the interface is ETH0. So what is the use of this command? It's going to only focus on traffic that's coming in and out of this specific IP. So let's take a look at this. See, if I'm going to ping from my Metasploitable 2 to 192.168.226.5, so there is some incoming traffic to my Ubuntu machine. So that is getting captured here. and it is going to send an echo reply back. So that is also going to be captured here. So we are very much focused on a specific host, and that you can do by giving this specific command sudo tcpdump host. What is the IP address of that host and the interface? I hope you are clear with that. The next command we are going to see is source and destination. See, what is source and destination? Instead of mentioning host, I will say source. So every packet that is originating from a machine that is sent out from this machine alone will be captured. With respect to source, when I say destination, every packet that is coming into a specific machine will be captured. Let's take a look at the demo now. So let's type this command sudo tcpdump. Instead of host, I'm going to say source. Now we are just focused on outgoing packets from this machine and not incoming. So we'll start the listener. Now what we'll do is we'll go to our Ubuntu machine. Let's clear the screen. And now we are just going to ping our victim 192.168.226.4. So it's going to capture only the outgoing packets. So you can very well see here, it's not capturing the incoming packets. Everything is going from .5 to .4, from Ubuntu to Metasploitable. The ICMP echo replies that is coming in from Metasploitable to Ubuntu is not captured. So everything is outgoing. You can very well see we are focused only on capturing the outgoing traffic. So what is the command we use for capturing outgoing traffic? Let me again clear screen and show you. So you just mention it as source. So it's going to only capture outgoing traffic for this IP. Likewise, we can also capture incoming traffic for an IP, just the incoming traffic by mentioning the destination as that specific IP. So what happens here is when I perform a ping from this system to another system, it's not going to capture the outgoing traffic, it's going to capture only the incoming traffic. So now you see whatever that is coming in from Metasploitable to Ubuntu is getting captured, whereas the outgoing packets are not captured because we have said capture only the packets where the destination is this specific IP. So that is the difference between host, source, and destination. Let me stop the pings. I hope you are able to follow all these things. The next thing that we are going to see is how to capture traffic in a specific port. Say, what do you mean by specific port? If I want to capture traffic emanating on a specific port, say port 80 in Ubuntu machine, for instance, sudo tcpdump, I'll just give the command as port 80 and I'll capture the traffic using this interface ETH0. So what does that mean? Whatever traffic that emanates from port 80 in any of the systems in the network, you have to capture that. So we are specific on port 80. So port 80 is HTTP traffic. Let me generate some HTTP traffic. So let me go to the specific web application. Let me just use that web application again. So you see, whenever I'm accessing a web application, so it's involving port 80 traffic because it's HTTP traffic. So whenever you're performing certain actions on port 80, when traffic is generated on port 80, it is getting captured here. So the other kinds of ports, if you're working on other ports like 3306, anything like that, it's not going to be captured because we are focused on a specific port here. I hope you were able to follow this. Let me stop this. And there's one more command that is a combination of ports and host and destination and source. You can have some combinations like that. So what is that we can do for having a combination of commands? Say sudo tcp dump, capture it on port 80, and the host is this specific host. That is whatever traffic that is emanating on port 80 with respect to this specific host, you capture that using this specific interface. So we'll start the listener, and now what we'll do is we'll again generate some port 80 traffic. So here is 226.5. So let's access the web application. So port 80 traffic is involved. You see immediately the packets are getting captured. So we can mix certain commands together to capture more effective traffic. Say on this port, on this host, using this interface, you capture traffic. Not only that, we can also be very specific. See, I want to capture every other traffic other than ICMP. Say, let's try this command sudo tcpdump is the tool, not ICMP. Eh, Capture every other traffic instead of ICMP. So, if ICMP is generated, it's not going to capture. Let's go to our machines now. What we'll do is we'll close this, we'll go to terminal. And what we'll do is we'll ping. Let's check whether the ICMP traffic is captured. So 192.168.226.4. So while you're pinging, you see we are generating ICMP traffic that is not captured here. So what is the key here is it's going to capture only whatever that is not ICMP. So what is not ICMP? Let's go to this. This is not ICMP. This is TCP traffic. So when I access something, so TCP traffic is getting captured. So this kind of a command is like, what is the use of this command? This command is capture everything except what is mentioned here. So that is what we have seen with the TCP dump. You just want to capture all the traffic irrespective of any interface or anything. You can just give sudo TCP dump. That's it. So it's going to listen for all the traffic in the network, and whatever traffic it is, TCP, ICMP, whatever traffic you get have, you're going to have it captured here. So that's what we are seeing here. And you see all the traffic, you're not even mentioning the interface. So wherever possible, all the traffic, all kinds of traffic is getting captured here. The command is sudo TCP dump. With that, we are coming to an end of this session. I hope you all had a very good insight on what is active sniffing and what is passive sniffing. Active sniffing is where the hacker sends some packets and diverts the packets to his system, and then he sniffs the packets. Whereas in passive sniffing, he is passively waiting in the network. Whatever packets sent between any two machines in the network, he is able to capture and sniff it. And for passive sniffing, the tool we have used is TCP dump, and we have gone through a very good set of commands. I hope that you are able to follow what we have discussed here. So I'll be leaving the link for other lectures like R spoofing in the description below. Have a look at it. If you have any questions, leave those questions as comments below. I'll be taking a look at your comments. That's it for now. Have a great day.